Hello, everyone. Today we have a brief training, just an introduction to you of Title 4A. My name is Meg Copeland, and I'm here with Miss Brenda Rumley. And we are just going to walk you through a few things. Our agenda is first just introductions and what we're planning to do. Then we will go through an explanation of Title 4A's regions as they are different than any other regions, explanation of its purpose and function, and then specifics regarding the three focus areas of Title 4A. We wanted to start with this because this is not the same as federal programs, regions, and districts. So if you are above the dark line, Ms. Rumley and I are your specialists. And if you are below the dark line, that is, you are one of Dr. Shondelyn Elliott's districts. That does not mean you can contact any of us at any time, but when it comes to reviewing your applications, this is the map that we use, and it is different than all the other titles. So if you're familiar with those regions, we're aware that this is in fact different.
Hi there, I'm Brenda Rumley, team member of Title IV Part A. And I'd just like to review very briefly the purpose of Title IV Part A, not as a part of federal programs, but as a federal program. Title IV Part A has some very specific, functions and purpose and intent. And the purpose of Title IV Part A is to improve students' academic achievement. And to do that, we're looking at increasing the capacity of state educational agencies, local education agencies, and then through the stakeholder committee meetings, we involve our local communities as well in providing the creating impact for Title IV Part A and the benefits it can have for our districts. First of all, we want to provide all students with access to a well-rounded education. That's the first and major tenets or part of Title IV Part A. And then secondly, of course, to improve school conditions for student learning. And that can be in terms of creating a healthy environment, but also a safe environment. And those two go hand in hand, a safe environment and a healthy environment. And then lastly, the effective use of technology in order to also provide impact for academic achievement for our students at the LEA level. And those are the three major purposes of the Title IV Part A funding to school districts. Now, in terms of Title IV Part A, a continuation of that, as we look at those three major components and major requirements and pieces of Title IV Part A, they can be expanded, and we like to read where they have been expanded and push the boundaries of what our students and our districts need in terms of those three areas: the well-rounded educational piece, the safe and healthy environment, as well as the use of technology. Thank you, Ms. Copeland there.
Okay, so you've heard us mention the three categories. Now, I wanted to discuss something that's very important and that is sometimes missed if you are a new coordinator or new to Title 4A. There are three categories: well-rounded education, safe and healthy students, and effective usage of technology. And each of them has a minimum and or maximum that can be spent. And what that means is your total allocation is the number that we use. And so 20% of the total allocation at least has to be spent on well-rounded education and safe and healthy students. That isn't optional, it has to be if your total allocation is above $30,000. So again, if your total allocation is above $30,000, a minimum of 20% of that number has to be spent on well-rounded and safe and healthy. Then effective use of technology is different because it has a cap of 15%. You can't go over 15% of your total allocation. Also, one thing, when you are filling out your budget, something that has come up several times is that you may have a line item that frankly is appropriate for two of these categories. So maybe it is both well-rounded and effective use of technology. That's fine, but in the budget details, you must break it out, meaning if it's 10,000, for example, I need to know how much of that is for effective use and how much is well-rounded. And the reason we need to know that is so that we can calculate and make sure you're meeting your minimums and not going over the cap as well. So in those categories, these are not recommended. These are not our favorites or anything of that nature. These are just some suggestions or ideas of things you can spend money on in those categories. So for well-rounded STEM, accelerated learning, we've had lots of AP or dual enrollment fees, anything that's college and career guidance, foreign language, and accelerated learning. Then in safe and healthy students, this could be suicide prevention, bullying prevention, drug abuse prevention, any of those things. And also often in this category, an outside agency is used, whether it's a counseling agency or different things like that. And that's completely acceptable and appropriate. So this could be physical health or safety, mental health or safety as well. Then effective use of technology. I think initially this was likely used a lot to help build technological infrastructure, specifically in rural schools, but it is not just there. It's not supposed to stop there. So this can be professional learning for educators. This could be helping educators get content across to their students more effectively through the use of technology. So it doesn't just have to be literal computers and routers and things like that. Okay, that was a short intro. These are our emails. We would like for you to please feel free to reach out to any of us at any time. Again, we reference the map. That's who goes over your application, but you please feel free to reach out to us at any time. Mr. Rumley, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Thank you, Ms. Copeland. Yes, I'd just like to remind our new coordinators that we are here to support them and any question that they may have. The application, the sooner your application is submitted, of course, with all of the required documents and having held the stakeholder meeting and including those parties that are actually listed on the sign-in sheet. If we closely follow all of that guidance, then we can work hard to get those applications approved so that our districts will have access to their funds. We should not attempt to spend funds that have not been approved for spending. So it's important that the application be approved. The sooner the application comes to us, the sooner we can review it and then get it back to you as LEA coordinators for Title IV Part A. And we look forward to working with you this year. This is an exciting time for our state. It's an exciting time to have additional funds to meet our well-rounded needs for our students. So thank you, Ms. Copeland.
Thank you.
You're welcome.